Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we are on the Exiled Lands in map square F11, building a small black ice castle using the Glass Constructions and More mod. A full list of the other mods I'm using and the load order can be found as usual in the pinned comment below. As usual, this video is indeed sponsored by NordVPN. You can get 68% off a 2-year deal plus a month free when you visit nordvpn.org/eradYT or use code eradYT at checkout. Stick around till the end of the video to learn more about how to browse the internet safely and securely with NordVPN. So, seeing as this is indeed a speed build, let's get started. As with all my speed builds, I'll be talking over my inspirations and ideas for the build, any difficulties I ran into or things I would like to change in retrospect, and my impressions of the castle pieces in the Glass Constructions and More mod. I mentioned probably about a month ago now that I wanted to use these pieces in their own build. However, at that time I was still on the Isle of Siptar, and I wanted to be in somewhat familiar territory to have a solid footing on which to experiment with these pieces, as, to be honest, I had no real idea how they would work with the build or what would be required to make them fit into the castle itself. However, as I went on to build this castle, it turns out these Machicolation pieces are actually really easy to add to a build, and present tons of options to decorate the build and make it more functional through different defensive options. Of course, Machicolations were important on real-life castles, as they aided greatly in defending the walls whilst also allowing defenders to remain safe, as they could throw rocks or boiling oil down through the gaps between the Machicolations onto the heads of any unfortunate attackers stacked up on the walls. Whilst this functionality is available with the siege cauldrons and crenellated walls in the base game, the castle pieces from the GCAM mod really help to add more defensive options whilst also helping to make the castle and its walls look more intricate and well designed. For this build, I wanted to keep things fairly small so I didn't overwhelm myself with decorative options. I built the castle upon a small ridge with a single retaining wall and an interior castle behind said wall. Traditionally, castles were built with the environment to save on both resources and time, and then effectively forcing the hand of the attackers in choosing the methods and angle of approach to attack the castle. Castles were often built into natural corners or on top of hills to allow a clear defensive advantage against attackers, and this is something I've tried to do with this build. I've built the castle on a sharp ridge, meaning attackers must either scale the large cliff below the castle or, more likely, attack the castle head on, which means coming up against a huge wall that defends the front side of the structure. The front of the castle is also surrounded by a huge snowfield, which makes spotting enemy forces before they attack extremely easy. The actual construction process of this castle was pretty simple, as it is realistically quite a small build that isn't too difficult to put together. In retrospect, I think the castle might have actually benefited from, ironically, being a little bit bigger, which is pretty typical of me, as I usually build my castles too big and then realise I could have cut back on time and resources in retrospect. I do also think the castle might have some slight issues with flow due to its small size, as it can tend to feel a little bit cramped in some areas. However, I am really happy with how it came out in the end. It's definitely an improvement on some of my past castle designs. In terms of decoration and structure, I really wanted to make sure that the Machicolation pieces took sort of pride of place in this build, and they have played a huge part in making the castle look and feel multifaceted and complex. Having the curved accents and Machicolations built onto the walls and coming off at various different angles helps to make the structure feel much more intricate and, in my opinion at least, really captures the feeling of an actual castle quite well. I'm really happy with how this castle came out. I think the Machicolation pieces helps to solidify the glass constructions of More mod as one of the best Conan Exiles mods available on the workshop. I've used this mod plenty before for glass items, which themselves are great, but the inclusion of so many different castle pieces really helps to make this mod feel extremely useful. If you love building castles, this definitely gets my recommendation. Also, I think I may build another castle again soon. Aside from Conan, I've been playing a good amount of Assassin's Creed Valhalla recently, and some of the structural design in that game is extremely impressive, and definitely gives me some ideas for building some more castles, so I think I might aim for an AC Valhalla inspired castle soon. Anyway, I think that is about all I have to say for the construction phase. I'm really happy with how this build came out, and the castle pieces from the glass constructions and More mod play a huge factor in transforming this castle from alright to pretty great in my opinion. As with all speed builds, I'll let the rest of the construction phase play out before I return for the furnishing phase, at which point we will walk through the finished and decorated castle. Again, don't forget you can get 68% of a 2-year deal with NordVPN plus a month free when you visit nordvpn.org/eradYT or use code eradYT at checkout. Enjoy the rest of the construction, and I will see you in the furnishing phase. finally, when the shell of the build was done, it was then time to, of course, furnish. Approaching the castle, I've decorated the exterior with some statues and lit the castle with road lamps and hanging brass lanterns. The walls tower above the front gate, which helps to make the castle feel quite intimidating, which is the perfect feeling for a castle like this. Inside the defensive wall, both of the towers at either end contain stairs up to the top of each respective tower and, of course, the wall itself. The wall is able to defend the front of the castle easily with archers and machicolations to allow defenders to drop boiling oil or rocks onto the heads of attackers. Each tower also has one of the new large cauldrons on the top, which I've adapted into huge burning beacons which give off huge smoke plumes from the top of the towers. Entering the castle, there is a small yard including some archery targets and weapon storage. This tiny yard is more to break up the build and is somewhere that could have definitely benefited from a larger design, as I mentioned earlier, although it does help to allow the castle and the wall to breathe a little. Opening the doors, we reach the ground floor of the castle. The ground floor contains the main hall, an armoury workshop on the left side, a kitchen on the right, storage spaces around the floor, a small balcony and stairs up to the first floor. Reaching the first floor, this level offers a master bedroom for the monarchs of the castle, along with balcony access on both sides and holes in the ceiling that allows for some verticality to look down onto the main hall of the ground floor. Heading upstairs in the square tower, we next reach the roof. This is another area where guards can patrol and look out for attackers, along with the final bastion of defence if the retaining wall fails, offering various different options for weapon storage, along with various different levels to mount defensive positions onto. Finally, we reach the top of the square tower, which sits high above the rest of the structure and allows scouts to look over the surrounding snowfields. And there we have it, a small black ice castle in the Exiled Lands in map square F11. Thanks for watching. I've used this mod extensively but haven't really touched the black ice castle pieces until now, but it's clear that they are some of the best made castle pieces in any mod I've used really, and I would definitely recommend you to try the Glass Constructions and More mod if you haven't already. As I mentioned earlier, this video is indeed sponsored by NordVPN. If you want to stay safe on the internet and ensure you can't be tracked by shady individuals, all whilst being able to access Netflix, BBC iPlayer, ITV, Hulu, HBO and more regardless of where you live, all whilst maintaining blazing fast internet speeds, NordVPN is the perfect choice for you. When you use my link or discount code, you can get 68% off a 2-year deal, which comes out to $3.71 a month, an absolute bargain price for such a great service that I use almost every day. The software is a small download and it's easy to use. One click and you're both connected and protected, and you have full access to the internet. Nord also has very strict policies on protecting your data, meaning you can browse in confidence. Visit nordvpn.org/eradyt or use code eradyt at checkout to claim this huge discount and get the best VPN service available on the internet, and also help me out a lot at the same time. As always, thanks to Nord for sponsoring the video. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like and let me know in the comments below if you have any build suggestions for future videos. As usual, absolutely anything is welcome. Don't forget to both follow me on Twitch and join the fun on our Discord through the links in the description. Again, don't forget you can get 68% off NordVPN when you use code eradyt at checkout, or you can go through my affiliate link in the description and pinned comment below. YouTube is currently my full-time source of income, so if you enjoy the content and would like to help support the channel so I can continue to put out the best content possible, do consider becoming a patron. There are multiple tiers of support from $1 to $20, offering many different benefits from a mention in every video to Discord roles, and even sneak peeks of every new video before anyone else. The link to my Patreon is in the description, so if you'd like to support the channel, feel free to consider becoming a patron. On that note, a thanks to our current patrons Sammy, Sir Dialot, Randar, MK Pantheon, Sergeant Swede and Shannara. If you're new here, feel free to check out the rest of the content on the channel. There are new Conan Exiles videos coming every Wednesday and Sunday, so if you like what you see, subscribe and ring the notification bell to be the first to see the next video, and to join us on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.